Kubota paid $2 million to the federal government for stamping Made in USA on parts that weren't. That's number one on this list of fakes, and it's a federal settlement, not a rumor. And once you know the government had to step in, you start looking at every mower in that aisle differently. Because most of the brands waving the flag at you are doing a version of the same trick. They're counting on you to read the sticker and stop reading right there. So here's the deal. There are roughly a dozen brands that slap American language on the box, but only 4 of them build the whole machine here and stay American-owned. I dug through federal filings, corporate ownership records, and the actual labeling law to separate the real ones from the costume. We'll do the pretenders first, then the 4 that earn it, then the one tag on the engine that ends the argument at the counter. Number 1 is the loophole itself, and Kubota already showed you how it works. The Federal Trade Commission has a rule. For a clean Made in USA label, the product has to be all or virtually all built here. No meaningful foreign parts. Kubota labeled imported replacement parts as American, and in early 2024, they paid $2 million for it. The director of the bureau called it the largest penalty ever assessed for that violation. And here's the part that stops you. This was Kubota's second time getting caught. The first was over lawn tractors back in the 90s. So when a company tells you it's American, that word has a legal definition, and some of them have already lost in court over it. Number 2 on the fake list is the phrase assembled in USA. This one's legal, and that's exactly why it's slippery. Assembled in USA means the final machine got bolted together here, but the parts can come from anywhere. The engine, the transmission, the steel. Picture a mower built from imported components with a wrench turned in Ohio. That earns the assembled label honestly. But it is not the same thing as made here, and the box is designed so your eye blurs the two together. That's not a marketing accident. That's the whole strategy. Number 3 is the engine, and this is the one nobody warns you about. Almost every gas mower on Earth runs an engine built by someone else. Briggs and Stratton, Kohler, Kawasaki, Honda, so the brand on the deck and the brand on the engine are 2 different companies with 2 different countries of origin. You can buy a mower with an American-built frame and an imported engine bolted right on top. And most buyers never flip up the shroud to check. The engine tag is a separate confession, and we'll come back to how you read it. Number 4 is the transmission, the third hidden origin. The little gearbox that drives the wheels usually comes from one of 2 makers. Hydro Gear, built in Sullivan, Illinois, genuinely American. Or Tuff Torq, which is the interesting one. Tuff Torq builds its units in Morristown, Tennessee, so the casting really is made here. But the company itself is owned by Yanmar, out of Japan. So it's an American-made part from a Japanese-owned company. And that right there is why this stuff gets so slippery. Ownership and origin are 2 different questions, and the marketing blends them on purpose. Pause for a second, because 3 of these first items connect. The engine maker, the transmission maker, the assembler. 3 separate companies, 3 separate countries sometimes, all hiding under one logo on one deck. When someone sells you an American mower, they're usually selling you American final assembly and hoping you don't ask about the other 2. If you've made it this far, you already get what this channel is about. It's not me telling you what to buy. It's me handing you what they hoped you wouldn't go check yourself. Subscribe if that's your kind of thing. Number 5 is Spartan. Built in Batesville, Arkansas, real American fabrication, and for years it was a scrappy independent. I liked that story. But in 2022, Toro bought the parent company for $400 million. So the mower is still built in Arkansas, genuinely. The independence is gone. And that's the pattern with half this aisle. The steel stayed American. The ownership quietly didn't. Number 6 is the battery crowd. Ego, Greenworks, Ryobi, you've seen the green and the marketing about clean American yards. Ego is owned by Sullivan, a Chinese company. Ryobi is owned by Tektronix, out of Hong Kong. Greenworks is a Chinese parent too, even with a plant in Tennessee. Honestly, the cordless stuff is fine for a small yard, but American? That's a stretch. The packaging is hoping you won't measure. Number 7 is the messiest one, and I saved it because it stings. Cub Cadet and Troy Built. These feel like heritage American brands, the names your dad knew. They're assembled in American plants, that part's true, but the parts are sourced globally, and since 2021, the whole operation is owned by Stanley Black and Decker. So, you've got American assembly, global parts, and a giant conglomerate holding the brand your father trusted. The name outlasted the company that earned it. That's the trick in its purest form. This is the kind of thing I ended up tracking for every major model. Which deck hides which transmission, which engine. It's the homework that became my riding mower guide. So the point was never to scare you out of buying a mower. The point is that the flag on the box is the least reliable thing on it. Now let's flip it. Because 4 brands actually do the thing the others only print. These are the ones still fully built here and still American owned. The first real one is Bad Boy, out of Batesville, Arkansas. They fabricate in-house, American steel, robotic welding, and American-made hydro gear drives in the wheels. Here's the honest caveat. Bad Boy is owned by a private equity group now, not a family. But the machine itself is genuinely built in Arkansas, and it's the most affordable way into this whole list. For a homeowner with real acreage, this is the one I'd spend my own money on. The second is Grasshopper, out of Moundridge, Kansas. 3rd generation family owned, and they say it plainly. No parent corporation, no outside investors calling the shots. Every mower designed and assembled in Kansas. The caveat: it's a front mount design, so there's a learning curve. And they buy their engines in like everyone does. But if you want the purest independent American story on this list, Grasshopper is it. The third is Scag, out of Mayville, Wisconsin. Scag is one of the last brands that actually makes its own components instead of just bolting on other people's. They punch, weld, and paint their own steel across several Wisconsin plants. The caveat is price. It's premium commercial gear, so it costs real money. But you're paying for a machine built almost entirely under American roofs, and that's rare now. The fourth is Walker, out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Independent, family-owned, and they fabricate over 1,700 parts from raw steel in-house. And here's why I trust them. Their own website tells you flat out that they don't make every part, that engines and transmissions come from outside suppliers. A company that's honest about its own limits is a company you can trust on everything else. That's the white flag that's actually a green one. So here's the whole thing in one line. Made in America on a mower almost never means the entire machine. It means final assembly. And sometimes not even that. The 4 that hold up, Bad Boy, Grasshopper, Scag, and Walker, build the frame here and stay owned here. That's the honest bar, and almost nobody clears it. And you don't need to take my word for any of it. Flip up the engine shroud and read the tag. Find the transmission casting. Look up who owns the parent company. 3 checks, 90 seconds, and you'll know more standing in that aisle than the guy trying to sell you the sticker. Before you go, one honest thing. Nobody sponsors this, no kickbacks, nobody pays me to name a brand. That's why the Riding Mower Decision Guide exists. Every model ranked by transmission, engine, and deck. One wrong mower is a $2,000 problem. This one's $20. Links in the description and pinned comment. YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so click it. And if you made it to the end, subscribe.